How's it going, Sweater Kingdom? It is I, Sweater King, and today is a re-upload of an older video that I just put different clips in. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. What's going on, guys? It's me, Sweater King, today, and I'm bringing you a interesting video, and I think it's coming out about the right time, because with Black Ops 6 coming out in the upcoming next couple of months, I think now would be appropriate to talk about Call of Duty Zombies. And I kind of want to bring more positivity within the community, especially with like what's recently going on with big zombies YouTubers. And I want to just tell you what I think is the least favorite of my COD Zombies experience for like game mode wise, and to my most favorite right now, and then talk about why I think it did horribly, what I think they could have improved, and my expectations to like what happened before like seeing the trailers and stuff, and then like near the end of the video, like tell you what I really hope Black Ops 6 can bring and what I think it looks like. So starting this list off with the worst zombies game mode experience, I don't think it needs really any introduction. I think it's universally agreed on, but it's Vanguard.
That spellbook page we stole from
Now, Vanguard itself was kind of just a very bland experience and was just atrocious. Campaign, that's a whole different issue. Multiplayer, it was okay, but oh my goodness, the zombies had less content than the very first iteration in World at War Nocturne Totem. You go to these portals, right, that were, and you're introduced to like an outbreak style objective. And you only get like, there's only so much in the game. And this is your main source of income, because you do not get a whole lot of points from killing the zombies in the main hub area. You get, I think, 30 for headshots, 15, while the mystery box is like $930. So, talk about inflation in this game. Oh my goodness. Like, I have a better chance of going out in the real world to get a minimum wage job to buy a house in like 2 days than to just sit there and kill zombies to hit the mystery box for who knows what the mystery box wants to give me. My only thing I actually enjoy about Vanguard Zombies is opening up the map with the objectives. I think it should just be a one and done thing, right? Like how Origins, you just open up a map, complete the objective, and then something happens to that set objective. Like the Templar zombies attack the generators, right? So, Vanguard's not winning any, but what does Vanguard have to offer? The music for the main menu wasn't lackluster. It's probably the only good thing out of this rough pile of dog shit. So, and the perk system, you only get 5, but the unique thing is, what they did from this one was that you can actually upgrade your perks within the game. So, all the perks are free. And then you can upgrade it, and you can be really cracked out version of yourself, and you can be so broken that like it's not even worth playing. You don't even. I can give this to my like 6-year-old little brother, who doesn't know how to properly play video games, and he probably wouldn't go down for like another 50 rounds. It's just it's ridiculously easy. The zombie variety is just so dumb. They got this like minigun type of guy that absolutely shreds your armor, and that's literally his only purpose. Like none of the hits, all the hits you get from the game, like it feels unjust, right? I mean, with older COD games, especially like Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, like in the early stages you felt vulnerable, and like if you got hit, it was because of like a mistake or like some like dumb game mechanic, like the windmilling in Black Ops 2. But like in Vanguard and like a lot of modern day zombies, like a lot of the hits feel kind of unjust, and I think it's meant to just keep your. It's a dumb gaming philosophy for me, because I hate having to constantly refill my ammo and my armor when the hits that the game just keeps giving me. If I want to be constantly hit with damage, I'll just go multiplayer campaign, right? So, Vanguard. I remember when seeing the trailer for Vanguard zombies coming from the hype of Cold War. And it was me, my best friend, we're going to call him Frost, and his two twin brothers. And we were all sitting in my room, and I was like, holy shit, guys, the Vanguard zombie trailer came out. And it looked so promising. And they even showed Shinonuma, and how I thought they were going to do future zombie releases was where they were going to do what they did with D Machina, have a small part of Nocturne Toten from World at War, and then like how World at War's mass release, it was like Noct, Verruct, Shinonuma, and then Darius, and they kind of evolved the game mode from there. And I was like, holy shit, like they're going to evolve the game mode, make it better, and this would be with like MW 2019 movement mechanics. And the pile of dog shit I got when I first played it, it just left a bad taste for me. I never played the game. I only played it, I think, a couple months ago before I went to vacation to see if there's any Easter eggs. No Easter eggs. It's all boring. They even reskinned one of the maps to just be like, have a green, what's it called, green filter over the map, and I think it was just absolutely disgusting. Like, I think this map I think Vanguard is just a disgrace to zombies in general. But moving on, we're gonna go with Advanced Warfare. Now, Advanced Warfare, I think, hype-wise and, like, replayability-wise, I think does it better, but it aged poorly. And I never really played too much Advanced Warfare. I only played the first map and I think maybe the second one. I keep hearing other people say that the Advanced Warfare maps get better, but the only thing going for it is the security guard guy, who is played by John Berthel, who also plays as Shane from The Walking Dead from Season 1 and 2. And I think this is like what gives Advanced Warfare zombies the slight edge against Vanguard. And the pack-a-punch system, I think, because you go to the 3D printer, which is the box, and the points are fair, but I think what could have made Advanced Warfare just that much better for me is if they like made the maps more open for the exosuits and like there was more creativity. I think one of the maps has like an alligator or crocodile trap, which I think is absolutely cool, and it's nothing we've seen, right? And I don't think Sledgehammer has really like nailed it with like any of the zombies game modes, considering like two of their like worst on the list is literally Sledgehammer games, but I actually like Advanced Warfare's like story a little bit. Like I remember like when Black Ops 3 came out, and me and my friends in elementary school were like pretending to like play like Advanced Warfare. Like we were just like role playing that shit on the playground. And I remember I was like I went home and I saw the YouTube video of like every cutscene and like the story explained. And I think the story, looking at it now, is kind of boring compared to like the later lists that we're going to. But for the first non-Treyarch zombies, I think it had potential. It had its group, but I think it's the second worst. So, upcoming next, we're going to go with the most recent zombies we have, which is Modern Warfare 3. Now, I don't think Modern Warfare 3 is that bad, but I think the way that Activision's just handling it is just horrible. I think it definitely had potential, and I really hate the 1 hour thing. If it didn't have that, then I think Modern Warfare 3 Zombies would have been like, pretty alright. I think it's the best objective-based zombies that we've had. So between Vanguard, Outbreak, which is, I'm going to count as its own thing, but it's going to be lumped with Cold War. Outbreak is like the middle child. It was the first, the most forgotten. Vanguard is like the most hated, and then Modern Warfare 3, I think, did it the best, because the way that you progress is interesting. It's like DMC, and I actually don't mind it. I just don't like that once you're done grinding, Modern Warfare 3 Zombies is just done and over with. I think the story of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies is all right, but I think it could have done better. That's all I had to say for Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. I was like, ooh, this looks interesting, but then hearing that it was going to be kind of Outbreak 2.0, I was like, ooh. Outbreak already put a sour taste in my mouth, so. Up next is going to be Extinction. Now, you're not my dad, so this is my list, and it's going to count as a Zombies game mode because it's got a horror thing, and Extinction is kind of its own little outlier, and Extinction's more fun when you're playing with friends. That's where Extinction really excels in, right? By yourself, Extinction is like the most boring experience. That's ridiculously hard. But if you got like friends and you grind out the game for a little bit and experiment, I think that's where Extinction really excelled at. And like in elementary school, I loved playing Extinction with my dad down in the basement, my stepdad in the basement on his PlayStation 3. If we had nothing better to do, I would just grab like a PS3 controller and like we would just like go through the things. We beat all of the maps except for Awakening and Exodus because those are the two most hardest maps ever. And I really like the story that Extinction kind of has, where it starts kind of small, but then it becomes like a bigger threat as like the maps go on. And like the map progression between each map is different enough to distinction. First map is you just investigate the nuke site, set the nuke, haul an ass back to the helicopter. Second map you explore the Nightfall facility, which was pretty cool, and then you have the first ever boss fight. Mayday, which you go on a ship, which I thought was really, really cool, and I like how you can explore it, but the more that you explore, the more the cryptics kind of attack you. And then Awakening, you go under like an underground like hieroglyphics thing. So Extinction, I would love to see more, but it's hard to place because it's kind of its own unique kind of outlier, but like it's kind of lumped in with like Zombies itself. So then up next we're gonna put Black Ops 4. Now I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate from a lot of Black Ops 4 fans, but I think Black Ops 4 is the weakest in the Black Ops series. Mostly because of the HUD and the forced integration of the perk system. Because when you looked at like old concept for Black Ops 6 Zombies or 4 Zombies, you could see that they would have jug speed goal and all that, but then they just removed it. And the perk system was absolutely garbage. The point system is super weird to me, and a lot of like the Ether story maps were all just like remakes of like already existing maps. And I remember when Black Ops 4 first came out, or like when it was like being announced, and my friend, who I'm gonna call Mr. T, because you know he looks like Mr. T, like stuff. Shit, I can't. Alright, so Black Ops 4 I think is the weakest. We're gonna head that up. So I'm gonna call my friend Mr. T, because Mr. T likes the fight, and he was like, "Oh man, dude, they're gonna like remake Mob of the Dead," and I was like, "Holy shit, this is gonna be epic." And what my most favorite part about Black Ops 4 is how it ended the Ether storyline. That's the only thing I can actually appreciate. Does it make the story hard to follow? I think it was already hard to follow after Black Ops 3, so I don't think so. I think it concluded the story well, and I only map that I actually can really enjoy is mine. But the rest of the maps just had too much going for themselves. It was just too much ambition. I think Treyarch just bit off more than they could chew with this zombies experience, and I thought it could have been a lot better if they actually focused it and actually, made some better decisions. But I think with Blackout being the main focus and then zombies being kind of secondary focus, it kind of felt flat on its face. Character dialogue is probably the best, which is what I have to say is the best thing about Black Ops 4 Zombies, especially with the Chaos Crew. And I would like to actually see more of the Chaos maps, because I think they were good. They started to get good after 9 and Ancient Evil. I think that was when the Chaos story was actually starting to get interesting, and then they just never brought it back. Next on the list we're gonna have is Cold War, which was it's an interesting thing to rank, because like when Cold War Zombies first came out, it was a phenomenal experience. It was fantastic, and this was like during the time when the pandemic hit, like the COVID pandemic hit. And me and my friends were like just grinding zombies, and I was getting interested in it. I think at launch it definitely had a lot, and I think as the game went on, it introduced more perks, but they didn't capitalize too well on the Dark Ether storyline. Die Maschine was like probably the most like beautiful map because of like Dark Ether, but the rest of the maps kind of just felt almost the same. They were kind of just ripped assets. Like there was nothing original about them. And Cold War also brought Outbreak, which is what Zombies was trying to push for the next two iterations of Vanguard and Modern Warfare 3. So my gripe with Outbreak is that the maps, none of them are original. They are all like those big scale like ground war maps from Cold War's multiplayer, and they just sprinkled in. If you were to like put Outbreak map and your ground war map side by side and tell people, hey, which one's which, unless you're a hardcore Zombies fan, you're not knowing which one is which. And the abundant use of Manglers and Mimics after Firebase C was just ridiculous. This is what I think brings down Cold War just so much. Like it had so much going for it, but the operator system kind of ruined it for me, because there was no unique character dialogue. There was just Weaver talking to you on the phone with Carver, Anders, and not Anders. Who the hell am I talking about? The chick, the Grace thing. So, and just the monetization they had going for it. They were just like, it just fell short at the end of its life cycle. I do see myself going back to it once in a while, but I can't unless I'm playing with friends. So now we're getting into some of, I think, my most controversial lists, and we're gonna put World at War up next. Though don't get me wrong, I think World at War is a phenomenal start of the series. It's just no one's going back to play these unless you've actually owned the game, or if you're a hardcore Zombies fan. No casual is going to go back and play Nocturne, Totem, Shinonuma, or Darius, or that. Unless, again, you're a hardcore gamer like me, or a hardcore Zombies YouTuber, or a hardcore speedrunning. So, or a high rounder, which is pretty ironic because Shinonuma World at War has the highest one, with I think 5 digits of a round. But Zombies, I think, was the most scariest at this point. But then it lost its charm after it graduated in popularity. So I think World at War is in a perfect spot. Up next is going to be COD World War II. Now, hang on. Before you guys put you grab your pitchforks and torches in the comment section too, I want to clarify that I like World War II zombies aesthetically. I think some of the choices Sledgehammer has made was pretty poor in terms of just in general on how they like play this game. I don't remember where I heard this from, but I think the one thing that attracted me to this game was hearing that it was made, like, the people that made Resident Evil were, like, part of this, and I was like, holy shit, Resident Evil, this zombies game is going to be scary, just like World at War, but I think World at War nailed scary and spooky and better, but in terms of gameplay, I think this is probably the smoothest, scariest game. And I actually remember the zombies mode fondly because I remember my friend, Jay Ward, that's what I'm calling Jay Ward. And me and him were playing that one map where you start off on the beach, the zombies come from the beach, and it was like, we were like, holy shit, it's like the zombies are like the Nazis, and we're gonna shoot down the zombies on like it's D-Day. And then we saw this one creature, and this is when I think Stranger Things was starting to become like really popular. Like, holy shit, the Stranger Things creature. And I think memories with some of these games is gonna like it's too late in the video, but you're already watching, so I think World at War II zombies is probably like, I think, fun, but fun with friends. Whereas World at War, even if you're playing with friends, you can only have so much fun. And I think what makes World War II zombies different is how the visuals throughout the story is just so graphic. I think one scene you see a guy like literally get like ripped apart as the door's opening. I think that's what makes World War II just slightly better than World at War. So now I think we're getting into the top 4, and I'm going to put Infinite Warfare Zombies next. Now I think Infinite Warfare is definitely the best non-Treyarch experience because, you know, they were unique about it. They kept everything that like everyone loved about Treyarch and had their own spin on it, where like the different maps were like different movie genres, and I really liked that. And I like the story on how these 4 people were trying to get into auditions for like a movie, and they're like, holy shit, how did you get like realistic movies? Like, these movies are fantastic. And then it turns out the guy's just an evil overlord and just slices his hand and does realistic shit and puts them in the movie. And that's the whole story, is that you just go from movie genre to movie genre, making different movies. And I just really liked exploring a lot of these maps, really. I think visually a lot of these maps, except for Attack of the Radioactive Thing, was visually pleasing, and then the last one, which had Extinction Aliens, was cool, but kind of just forced in there. So, and all the guns felt like they fitted. I liked that the different melee that special characters really gave more character to the games. But yeah, no. So now we're going to get into the top 3, and would you believe that they're all Treyarch games? Ooh. Number 3 for me is going to be Black Ops 3. No. What am I saying? Black Ops 1. Black Ops 1, I think, is the best classic zombies experience. Because you got iconic maps, overrated, Kino. Then we have the super challenging 5. Then you have where Dead Ups Arcade originated, which I think was a nice break between hard, easy, and just zombies in general. I like Dead Ups Arcade. And then you have all-time classics like Call of the Dead, Shangri-La, which initially was like the worst in the community, but it grew on a lot of people. like all the maps and what Black Ops 1 has to has to like give is that it has classic and then just shows you how much the game has evolved. I really, really liked Moon because of how unique Moon was, and obviously thank God they actually like remade it for Zombies Chronicles and made it so much more visually pleasing. But Moon, for the end of it, felt isolating, kind of like how Notch did in World at War, and it really showed you how much passion they had for this game mode throughout Black Ops 1. And I really like how the guns feel, even though it was kind of lackluster. If you want a good classic zombies experience, my recommendation is Black Ops 1. For the second favorite, I know this is probably going to be pretty controversial, but I'm going to say Black Ops 3. So Black Ops 3 is probably regarded as the best, but it's only the best because of Zombies Chronicles. If Zombies Chronicles never existed, a lot of casuals would hate this game because it's Easter egg orientated from Shadows to Revelations. There's not a whole lot of like casual friendly things. It's mechanically like hard for casuals to get into, and that's where Chronicles is probably lifting this game up to number 1. So, engine was smooth, and it brought us the best meme ever. Last Gen Richthofen. Oh my goodness, Last Gen Richthofen is an absolute meme. I think it became a jump scare in, correct me if I'm wrong, Classified, but I think Shadows of Evil definitely was a very hard like beginning map. And I remember everyone seeing the tram and the train station, and everyone was going to be like, oh shit, this is like Transit 2.0. I really like Shadows. I think the aesthetic, the music, it's just all phenomenal. And the vibe of like a 1930s kind of like Chicago or Morgue City was like really, really cool, and how it ties in well with Mob of the Dead. And the maps that bring forward, we got the Giant, which was like another casual friendly map. The only one that if Chronicles didn't exist. So, I think the map being mechanically hard to learn for casuals is what brings down this map to number 2. If there was a lot more casual friendly maps, then I would put it number 1. But number 1 has to go to Black Ops 2. And here's my reason. There's a map for everyone in Black Ops 2. Casuals, hardcores, quirky little gamer people that want to play Grief or Returned, right? And I think Black Ops 2 is definitely my personal favorite because it's kind of where I started the zombies. So there's a little bit of bias towards this one, but I personally think that there's something for everyone here. And Transit is going to be forever memed upon and loved upon, even though the map is atrocious. And the hope that Transit would have something more, and then Die Rise. I actually kind of enjoy Die Rise. I'm not a hardcore lover, like a certain someone in the zombies community, but I like Die Rise. Buried is like the most casual friendly map, so like if you're casual and you want a casual map, Buried's my recommendation. And then if you want to learn, and if you want more complex maps, I think Mob and Origins, which are regarded as 2 of the best maps, fit in here. And I think Black Ops 2 was definitely where Treyarch knew what they had, and they had it well. And Origins was a finale ending, and it's one of my favorite maps because I love the staffs, I love the steampunk World War I vibes. So, yeah, that's this. Yeah, so Black Ops 2 is regarded as number 1 for me, mainly because I think there's something for everyone in Black Ops 2. So that's my list. And going forward for Black Ops 6. It's a weird spot for me because it looks cool, it looks fun, and the mechanics are going to introduce looks honest, but I don't want to base this game based on what you like, because I don't want the same thing to happen with like Vanguard, where I'm like hyped as like all hell, and then boom, my expectations are just absolutely shut down. So, I mean, if you made it this far, and you think my list is, I don't know, whatever you want to think my list is, just like, subscribe, and just, yeah. I stream once in a while. I'm currently trying to finish off the Grand Theft Auto series before the end of the year, so that I can make can connect with you guys. So if you like this video, just like, subscribe, and stop by once in a while on my streams.